Hi guys, this is Jaya for the session of digitalization. Today we are going to speak about what is digitalization, what is the importance of digitalization in business life, and specifically with the scenario and situation which deals the digitalization in the business world. So my first slide comprises of the scenario where there are two friends working in a business tours, and both are handling the business in a different way. One is having dealing the business with the traditional way, and the second one is dealing with the digitalized way. That is Bob and David. Bob is dealing with the traditional way as well as the David is doing digitalized way. So in this scenario, Bob is earning very less through his business, and David is earning more than that. Why? Because David is using the digitalization way because he's having less time consumption. Uh, Not much manpower is required, the cost reduction is low, and he can give the processing very fast, and the risk of errors are very less in the digitalization method. But whereas Bob has to struggle in his business because of that he has to do everything in a physical mode, whether he is collecting the documents or he is taking the approval or he is booking something, which is more in a traditional mode. And that's the reason Bob is struggling with his business. Whereas David is earning more and he's keeping his customers more and more happy with his service and with the work he is doing by the digitalization way. Nowadays, everybody, even me also, I would prefer the digitalization way because in an online platform, you get many things where you can collect the data, you can collect any technology you want to think about, or you can read an article, even you can read the books online. So this is how digitalization is very important in our life nowadays, whether you are working in a domestic or in a business life. So here the scenario between Bob and David is the difference between is the David is earning, is having a good timing in his business, whereas Bob is not having because he is doing everything in a physical mode. I can ask you because you people also will prefer digitalization way because you also prefer not to go out anywhere and you take the online platform for buying, or you're booking something accommodation, or you're booking furniture for your home. So these things come in an easy way rather than going in a traditional way. So, what the next slide of my comprises of that is what is the difference between the traditional whereas the digital method. In a traditional method, the manpower is much more used, more time consumption is there, very high costing, slow processing, and the risk of errors are very high. Where in a digitalization method, you get less manpower is involved, low costing is there, risk of the errors is very less, and faster processing. Everybody nowadays require the faster processing if he is going to book for a ticket for a vacation, or he is going to book an accommodation for their vacation. So every person in this world wants the processing to be faster rather than slow. So in traditional way, in a bottom line, the traditional way is a very slow processing aspect, whereas in a digital way, it is a very fast growing process where the people would love to do in a fast processing things because everybody wants the things to be in a fast space because nowadays everybody is online, even all the businesses are online because they are earning more in an online business rather than sitting in a shop or doing it in a physical way because many of the products you can't get on a physical way. Like for myself, if I have to buy some product, a particular product, you are not getting in a physical way, you are not getting in any of the shop. So what will you do? The second option would be the most easier, that I should go to an online platform and get that product. I would get a better deals, I would get a fast delivery. These things matters a lot when we are doing the business in an online platform. That is much required in today's world. So my third slide comprises of what is digitalization. So digitalization comprises of four things, that is the technology, data, process, and organizational change. Technology, as you know, that when you go for like a movie theater, so if you want to choose a nearby theater in your area, so where will you search? That is, you will look about the apps where you are getting better seats, where you are getting the better ambience, the cost of the tickets are good or not. So these things can be done on an online platform that comprises of technology, where the technology plays a part in the entire digitalization of the business world. If this technology, if this process is not there, you can't do anything on an online platform. You can't service any of the consumers for your product, for your brand, for your company, nothing. So this is the foremost important thing when you are dealing with the digitalization in the business world. So the process also comes with the technology. When you uh, just start a process with the technology, it comprises of the productivity. It shows us the automation process is good or not. It shows many things when you follow the process regarding that technology. Third would be the data. The data, you can get it for your business part also. That is the most important. When you go online, you can get a number of data for your brand, or if you're searching for any other things, or you are searching for some other article, if you want to have it for your business or any ideas. So these are the things which are present in an online platform where it becomes easier for you to do it. Because if we do it in a traditional way, it is a very time consuming. Nobody wants to waste that time in doing it in a physical matter to get it done. Everybody is there that, okay, I can do it through online platform. I can get the services well. I can do anything on the online platform. So this is how where digitalization plays a vital role in a business world. So what is the importance of digitalization? I could say in a business world, if I talk about the importance, so importance means digitalization. When we run a business on an online platform, so we can, the main thing is we can secure our data online, which is more important. Because if the data is in a physical form, if you put the data that has been, according to me, it is lost anywhere, which you can't take a hold of it. But when you go for an online, it is secured. You can save it on a laptop, and if your laptop is crash or something, you can retrieve it from the cloud. That is what the important thing, that you have secured your data on an online platform, which also helps to get the n number of things regarding your product, brands, whatever the data, whatever the figures you required for your business, you can get through it online. So there is less errors, and if you are getting errors also, it can be rectified, it can be fixed. So this is the main thing of an online platform, or using a laptop or using a phone. That is the most important thing. You can fix it online, and you have different ways to fix it. You have many of the products which secure your computer, whether it is a unknown virus has come or something, it can save your computer, laptop, or a mobile phone. Thirdly, it retains the accuracy of the errors. Means the accuracy of the errors become very less. If you are writing, for example, if I say if I'm writing a document, I'll write a document and there will be a number of spelling mistakes, or there would be number of some other errors, or the sentence is not complete as a normal form where when we draft a document. But what does that digitalization, that Microsoft Word helps us to do it? It helps us to complete the draft. It helps us to improve that draft in an online platform. I can ask you this question: can you do it in a physical form? I don't think so, because you will think about it several times. You think about the words, you think about the spellings, you think about what should be a matter. So these things in an online platform, in a simple format, if you're drafting anything, it gives you a number of ideas which you can search on an online platform. So in that case, if I talk about in a business life, business, if you want to grow on a digitalization method, it gives you a number of ideas to retain your customers. So this is the second most important thing when you are on an online platform business. what we see in that is how to retain our customers, how to get back our customers. That is one point, because if we give the service very good to them, if we try to listen to their queries, if we try to understand their issues regarding a product or a brand or anything, if we help them with their queries and everything, we can retain our customer. The customers can give us back the repeat purchases. It can also um, try to recommend our company or an online platform to the other people for the same. So this is how it gives the most important part to retain our customers in a business life. And it also help the cost reduction. If it is in a digitalization way, the manpower is less, you can do it through automation process, so that these things comes in a way that it helps to grow the business smoothly. It helps to work the business smoothly for the customers. If you are helping with the services, if you are helping with the queries of the customer, that becomes easy for the customer to come back to your platform. Next is you can retain the last thing would be I was just telling about, that you can retain the documents on an online platform, where you get also the opportunity, new opportunity for the growth, which I've told you earlier, that it helps when you work on an online business platform. It gives the new ideas, it gives the new strategies, it gives the new things to attract the customers. You can retain the customer. These are the most important thing, which is, or you can say it's a main ingredient for the growth of a business, of an online business. So, what are the examples of the digitalization in the next slide? So, for me, I can tell that a simple example, if I have a physical photo and if I scan it and keep it on a phone or on a laptop, if I go somewhere, I can show that photo, or I can uh, get my documents scanned and keep it on my important folder. That becomes really easy for me. If I even going for travel also, if my ticket or a boarding pass is on the is on my laptop or on my phone, I can just show them that this is my boarding pass and I can enter the security check. So this is how the digitalization plays a very important role. So these things count. Even you can do a digital signatures, where in an online platform earlier we used to go through and sign the documents for either opening an account or for an insurance part or anything. But now we can just fill up the form on an online, put our digital signatures over there, and we can get our services done. So this is how, there are the simple examples. You can do a social campaigning on the online platform, because nowadays there are a number of social medias where you can go and campaign for your things. Even email marketing, even if you want to give an information to like 5 to 10 people, you can give it through an email. So these are the example where digitalization is very important when you want to give an information, or you want to uh, s- if you want to give a promotion for your product, or you want to show what is the importance of your brand, what are the qualities of your brand or a product, or what are the deals with this product. So it would be much easier when we put through a social media pages. That becomes so really important for a business growth, because the customers only nowadays see to the online platform, where you can just check out the deals, check out the products, and where the person is getting a better deals on that particular product, it becomes easier for the same. So this is what are the example of digitalization. Now, the advantages are really related to it. If we talk about the advantages of digitalization, that would be a time saving, cost saving, accuracy, easy distribution, secured, and it is increase in products, which I was discussing in those slides, where you get time saving is the most. Everybody wants that time saving in a business life. The cost saving, everybody requires it when we talk about it. Accuracy is about the errors, which are very less when we are doing in a digitalization method. Easy distribution means if you want to give an information to 5 to 10 people, we can do it through email. so we don't have to go it in a traditional way. Then our documents are really secured in a cloud where we can put those things in a online platform where we can retain those documents from if you lost or whatever it is, we can just retain those from an online. We can fix those things at that online platform. Increase in profit that requires the consumer retainment, which becomes when we raise it, when we try to service those consumers. We try to increase by our services. If we give a good service to the consumer will always come back to the platform for the repeat purchases, and it will increase the profits of the business life. So here we have discussed about the digitalization, what is the importance of the digitalization, and what are the examples of digitalization that plays a massive role in our business life or the business growth. So the last comes the case study. Case study comprises of a QR code. Now everybody knows what is a QR code because every online platform is having that QR code. If you punch that QR code, you neither have to sit for your service to be done. You can just punch your QR code and get your service what you required at that particular time. It is just scanning from your smartphone. So I'm representing the company of UX Living Lab, where we work on a QR code where if you register your details on a uxlivinglab.com, you get your QR code, and from there, whatever the service you require, you can get through it. You don't have to wait for somebody to get the things done for you. It will be like the moment you update it, you will get a confirmation, and secondly, whatever the service you opt for, you can get that. So for me, this is an interesting case study which I'm going to show you through UX Living Lab. So uh, just a second. Mm. So there will be a QR code when we scan it. If we scan this QR code, this is a QR code when we go nowadays, nobody, the most interesting thing is when we go to a restaurant or the cafes, we just punch a QR code and we get the menu because it's that simple. Nobody is waiting for the menu card to be on the table or something. So it is just when you scan it, you get what the details you want, what the menu you want, what the items you want from that menu. You can just order it. It's really very easy. So as soon as I scan this QR code, I get this type of a page where it shows the menu, the starters, like salmon canapes, pork rillettes, provincial vegetable tart. So it's become really easy ki what I need to eat, or this becomes really easy with a simple QR code. So nowadays QR code is really simple for me. Actually, it's become really simple because if I go to a cafe or something, I'll just wait for a person to come and serve me. So nowadays, this QR code is put on the desk, and you can just scan it. And by the time the person comes to serve you, it becomes really easy to scan the menu and get the details, and you can just order whatever you want. So QR code for us, what I'm working for the company, is works like that way only. As soon the QR code is scanned, you will get whatever the options you required. Either you want a service or you want information about the products, even for the pricing plus. And if you want to just update the feedback or you want to give something which you want to improve in our product, that becomes really easy by this QR code of a company. This QR code, it's really important. Like in cafes and restaurants, even in banks, it is used. When we punch this, we can get that service if we want to just complete our service, like opening an account, or we want to deposit the cash, or we want to withdraw the. So nowadays, bank has also working on a QR code. So QR code is really very easy, and you can will not have any issues with the QR code. So in our company also it deals with those QR codes. It's help the consumers. It always ready to service our consumers whatever they want. So this is how it works when we scan the QR code in restaurants. And this is a trend for the growth of the business. So this is a really cool trend according to me, because I usually visit a number of cafes in my city. So mostly in all the restaurants or cafes, there are QR code is there, and we just scan it and we get the menus. Unless that person comes in that point of time, you all figure that out, because in many places the services are not good, they are very slow, some are proactive. So where the service is very slow, you can just scan it and get. You just do not want to sit down idle and not doing anything. You can just scan it and take the things done on your end. So this is how it works in a QR code. And one more I wanted to show you, that QR code for the same QR code when you use for a booking of a hotel, or you want a accommodation for any hotel or any city. So there are certain trends for the hotel accommodations where you can just scan it and you get this type of a page where you can put your details, you fill your form, and you can just register the same thing. So in a hotel, what type of things you require, number of rooms required, you can just put all the details. That becomes easier when you arrive at that particular location for your accommodation. That would be ready for you, and this helps like from the QR code only. This is a one of the uses, or you can say one of the benefits, because now the people only use a QR code for the business or for domestic. Like even I use, when I have to do a payment, I will only look for a QR code, because it is also very helpful in the payments part also. When we do all these things, it becomes a little bit easier. So for me, if I'm not talking about my company, in my own experience, I feel digitalization is the most important key point in a business growth. Because if we don't service a customer, if we don't have any options in an online platform, we can't retain our consumers. And consumers are the important part of the business. If there are no consumers, you can't grow your business so smoothly. So this is a way, it's the smartest, coolest way to go through a QR code, scan it, and get whatever you want. Even the QR menu is there. You can book an accommodation from there. That becomes really easy. I can say it, ease your tension. You don't have to look about anything. So if you want to get proper deals for particular things, you can just look out on an online platform. Certainly in my case, I whenever I purchase any product, or if you can say I have to deal many things in a domestic life, so I will look out the apps, I'll look out the products, I'll see what is a good in service, what is the quality of the product, because in my instance, I look out many apps. So that is my very weak point, because I always look like if I have to purchase a small product or a big product, I will see all the deals in all the apps or in all the website, and try to compare those things, see which I'm getting a good sale or which getting a good service. So these things matter when you are doing in an online business life. So for me, QR code is a very cool trend nowadays. You can get anything. You can by doing scanning the QR code, you do your bill payments even. You can scan whatever you want to get the details of the particular website. And this is the most important thing. When anybody scan this and get the information about the brand or the company, I think that would be the most easiest way for you to communicate. As a consumer, it's the easiest way, but for your business point of view, it is more easier, because you can give more detail, more data to the consumer, so that he can come back to your online platform and get through it. uh, you can retain those consumers through your service, and QR code plays that vital role in your business growth when it goes through the entire journey. So I would recommend a QR code thing, and you should also try to scan it from your end. Try to get a picture of it. Try to scan it. See what it comes through. I think it will be really interesting when you are scanning that and you are getting this type of pages. You will get through it and you will love it. So I hope you love my session. And if you have any queries regarding the session or you want to get in touch, you just pop in through this comment section. Even I'll be sharing um, our admin where our QR code to install, where you can just install it, register it, and you then scan whatever you want from us. And even I can put you a link for the calendar on any date you want to discuss with us. Uh, if you want to discuss about our products, or you want to discuss, or you want to know about our company, you can just mark a calendar. You put your time, whatever the time is required, and we'll deal with it. And you don't have to wait for it. You will get the immediate answer reaction for that particular appointment. So you don't have to worry. So just I'm sending you all the links. If there's any query, just let me know. And I hope you enjoy this session. Thank you so much for joining us.